That Sunday, the sun hung heavy over Lagos like melted butter, slathered thick over the rusty red roofs of Acacia. The Adebayo compound backyard was packed. Laughter mixed with prayer hymns and the clatter of king spoons. It was the annual Mother's Day Thanksgiving service. Mama Adeniola, the family matriarch at 75 years old, sat in her cane chair. Her gray hair was in a neat bun, dressed in the blue and white lace of traditional Yoruba attire. Her children and grandchildren were showering her with flowers and praise songs. Mama Adeniola. You are light, the younger ones sang out, backed by someone strumming a guitar and another shaking a sakir. The tables groaned under food, bright yellow jollof rice, crispy fried plantain, Hirudi goat stew, and store-bought fizzy drinks in bottles. It was the big annual family reunion, with relatives even making the trip from Ibadan, and Abeokuta. Ife leaned against the kitchen doorway, wiping sweat from her forehead. She wore a faded cotton dress, sleeves rolled up. 10 years ma ride into the Adebayo family, the eldest daughter-in-law. Her husband, Ao, worked construction in Dubai, ba rely home twice a year. The housework, the king, ca ring for mama, helping her younger brother-in-law with his schoolwork, it all fell on Ife's shoulders. Mama, some water, she offered quietly, holding a glass of chilled zobo, hibiscus drink. Mama glanced up, giving a faint smile. Leave it there, child. Later. Prayer time now. Ife placed the glass on a small table and stepped back towards the edge of the crowd. The center wasn't her place. 10 years had taught her to keep her head down, smile, don't argue. But today, the air felt thick, somehow prickly, and there was Tunk, the baby of the family, Mama's UNMA ride 32-year-old daughter. She swooped through the crowd like a proud white peacock in her flowing dress. Her hair freshly braided and nails painted deep red from the city salon. She reached Mama, presenting a bouquet of expensive-looking roses, her voice dripping sweetness. Mama, you are my queen. This family would fall apart without you. Mama beamed, taking the flowers, patting Tunk's cheek. My dear. You always understand your mother's heart. Ife looked down at her worn-out sandals. The words felt like tiny needles pricking her skin. She'd been up till midnight king the jollof. The meat cost 3 months of her small savings. And all Tunk needed was one syrupy sentence to EARN, you always understand your mother's heart. That's when it happened. Mama stood up to lead the prayers. Gripping the arms of the cane chair, she slowly made her way towards the 3 concrete steps at the center of the yard, the entrance to the small family chapel. Someone had watered them the night before, and they were still slick and damp. Oh Lord, thank you for blessing us. Her first words choked off as her right foot slipped. She flew backwards. Mama. Catch her, catch her. The peaceful scene shattered into chaos. Ife was too far away. She only saw Mama crumple like dried leaves, her head hitting the sharp stone edge of the flowerbed with a sickening thud. She lay completely still. Call an ambulance. Don't move her. Wait for the doctor. Sweet Jesus, save her. People scrambled. Some dropped to their knees praying, others ran for the phone, another pressed a wet cloth to Mama's bleeding head. Ife rushed forward, desperate to help, but Tunk shoved her hard, sending her staggering back. Don't you touch her. Tunk screamed, her face contorted. Then, pointing a trembling finger straight at Ife, her voice split the air, she pushed her. I saw it. When nobody was looking, she ran up behind Mama and shoved her. Silence. Thick and suffocating. Every single head snapped towards Ife. Their stars felt like knives. What? Ife pushed Mama. Impossible. Ife's brain buzzed, her whole body turned cold. Tunk. Are you crazy? I was all the way over. She pointed frantically to her spot by the kitchen. I never even got any AR her. You're lying. Tunk shrieked, TRS streaming now. I was right there. I saw you. You want Mama dead to grab her inheritance. Inheritance. Ife almost choked on the word. What inheritance? We're still paying off this house. But no one listened. Taung's accusation spread like wildfire. Anta Bike, Mama's sister, instantly piped up, her voice Sha RP, I always knew she lacked respect. Ba Rely mutters a proper good morning. Trust someone like her for anything. Baba Olu, the family elder, shook his head gravely. Ah, women. When jealousy takes hold, fear of God vanishes. Ife, if guilt eats at you, confess now while you still can. Church Deacon Akin Sqa read his shoulders. This is beyond us. The police must be involved. We cannot harbor sin. Ife stood frozen. It felt like being stripped naked. She scanned the crowd of cousins, aunties, neighbors, church sisters. Their faces shifted from shock, to doubt, to open disgust. I didn't. I swear I didn't. The words came out weak, trembling. Get her inside. Taung commanded. Don't let her near our Mama again. Who knows what else she might do. Two male cousins stepped forward, gripping Ife's arms almost roughly, escorting her into the dimly lit living room. Her kids, 6-year-old Chitty and 4-year-old Amina, playing with dolls nearby, were snatched away by a relative. Mummy, what's wrong? Chitty wailed. No one answered. Ife was left alone, effectively locked in the corner of the sofa. The heavy curtains were drawn tight, making it feel like a cell. She fumbled for her phone, desperate to call AO. Full signal. But 3 calls later, all she got was, the number you are trying to call is currently unavailable. Please try again later. The TRS finally broke free, hot and silent. 10-year-rs, working like a donkey without complaint. King Mama's high blood pressure herbs every day. Skipping meals to buy textbooks for her brother-in-law's university hopes. Climbing onto the leaky roof herself to fix it. All for what? Just a small piece of this family, a place called home. And now with 2 words, she pushed, 10-year-rs vanished. She was a murderer, family shame, she remembered yesterday, catching Taung snooping through her phone. Taung's sneer, think I don't know who you message on WhatsApp? AO will dump you soon enough. She remembered last month, Taung wanting to be the family's money keeper, Mama saying no, Ife handles it better. That night, Taung smashed a cup. Hissing Miss Goody Two-Shoes at Ife, poison had been brewing all along. The wail of an ambulance cut through the heavy afternoon heat. The paramedic fully loaded Mama in. Taung climbed in beside her, turning to shoot Ife a look of pure venom through the window. Just wait. The police will find you. As the ambulance pulled away, the crowd in the yard thinned. Low murmurs sta root. Ife doesn't seem like she could, but Taung wouldn't lie outright. She's Mama's daughter. What about the CCTV? Doesn't the backyard have a camera that Sola R1 na? Been busted for ages. Nobody fixed it. Ife's heart suddenly lurched violently against her ribs. Camera 3 months ago. She'd secretly spent 120,000 Nigerian nairas to pay that tech-savvy cousin to install a Sola R-powered security camera back there. YPARTLY for thieves. The neighbors had been robbed twice last year, but Pa RTLY for herself. Protection. Taung had shoved her once. Sent her face first into a doorframe. Her cheek had swelled for 3 days. She didn't go to the police, didn't even tell anyone. But she thought, I need proof. Proof that my silence isn't consent. He'd installed it. She told no one. Not even AO. The app password her daughter's birthday. Hands shaking, she opened her phone, found the gray app icon. Cam. Loading the screen lit up. Live view, empty Backier Road. She tapped playback, scrolled to the timestamp, 2:15 p.m. The recording began. On the screen, Mama getting up from her chair, slowly walking towards the steps. Ife stood far away, bending down to wipe some food off Amina's face. Taunk was positioned just behind and slightly to the side of Mama, her hands in her pockets. Mama's right foot landed on the wet step, slipped, her body flew back way RDS down. Aoife looked up, screamed soundlessly on the video. Sta route to run Tau RDS her. Taunk lunged her RMS shot out Tau RDS Mama, but it was too late, slow, almost like an act, entire time Aoife was a good 10 feet away. Not a single point of contact, and Taunk that helping grab pure performance. Aoife Sta read at the screen, her pulse hammering loud in her EARS. Proof. Then, the chilling realization hit. In the Adebayo family in this place run on what I saw with my own eyes and what God reveals. Would a phone video really save her? Baba Olu would probably say, machines lie. Deacon Akin would wa RN, the devil uses technology to deceive he RTS. Taunk would shriek, she faked it. That's edited. If she showed it now, would they call it defiling the family, accuse her of using witchcraft to escape justice? She remembered that woman last year at the village meeting. Played a recording to prove she didn't steal money. They chased her out, calling her a witch with the devil's voice. Sometimes the truth was more dangerous than staying silent. She swiped the app closed. Slid the phone deep into her bra pocket, like she was hiding a bomb. Outside, the sun dipped behind the red hills. The ambulance siren was long gone. In the silent living room, she sat alone. Forgotten, she looked up at the big family photo on the wall, Mama in the center, smiling kindly. She used to think this picture, this family, was her safe place. Now she knew, sometimes the most dangerous place in the world is called home. But she also knew something else, no one was coming to save her. She took a deep, shaky breath, whispering to herself, Taunk, you want to grind me into the dirt? Then I'll shove this truth right in your face. She didn't know what tomorrow held, but she knew that silent, watchful eye was her only weapon, and she was ready to use it. Aoife spent the whole night sitting on the living room sofa. Mama was rushed to Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Taunk went with her. The family WhatsApp group exploded. Hundreds of frantic voice notes poured in like a storm. Aoife got kicked out of the Adebayo Family Unity group. Instead, a new group popped up, Prayer WA Ryers for Mama's Recovery, admins Taunk. Aoife tapped into it. The very first message was Taunk's voice note, thick with fake TRS, sisters, I saw my brother's wife push Mama. She was jealous. Mama loves me more. Now Mama's unconscious, the doctors say it might be brain damage. We can't let her get away with this. May God reveal the truth. The replies flooded in, Lord, shatter these lies. This kind of woman isn't fit to be a mother. Call the police. She must be arrested. The church must deliver justice. Aoife listened, her hands trembling. She wanted to scream back. But she knew, in this group, any word from her would be called lying excuses or denying your sin. Dawn Ba Rely broke when Church Deacon Akin arrived with two elders. Dressed in solemn black robes, they looked like a grim jury delivering a death sentence. Aoife, Akin began, his voice heavy. Taunk says you pushed Mama. What do you say to this? I didn't. Aoife stood up fast. I swear. I was meters away. There's a camera, check the CCTV. CCTV. Baba Olu scoffed. That little solar box broke months ago. The Bible says, the heart is deceitful above all things. You think a machine proves innocence? That's tempting God. It's not broken. Aoife insisted, desperate. I watched the recording last night. It shows everything. You watched it. Akin's eyes na road Shah RPLY. You secretly recorded family gatherings that breaks house rules. Now you use this illegal thing to try and save yourself. Aoife froze. Suddenly, she got it. In this family, truth didn't matter. Rules mattered. Control mattered. You didn't do things privately. You didn't challenge those above you. You didn't bring shame to the family name, even if you were innocent. Stepping out of line made you guilty. Elders gave their final order, wait for Mama to wake. God will reveal the truth. Until then, you stay home. No leaving. Pray. Reflect on your sins. The door closed. Aoife crumpled back onto the sofa. She thought about running back to her mother's house. Her father was gone. Her mum Rely scraped by selling aka balls, feeding Aoife's 5 younger siblings. Aoife would just add to their burden. Call the police herself. They'd show up, check the camera, maybe prove her right. But then she'd be cast out by the whole family. Ao was away. What about the kids? She might lose her home entirely. Sometimes, being right didn't mean being safe. She walked to the kitchen, boiled water for noodles. Watching the steam rise, she remembered her first day marrying in, 10 years ago. Mama sat in that same cane chair, saying, Aoife, as the senior wife, you must endure. Be patient. Be gentle, like water. Water doesn't fight, yet over time, it wears down stone. She had believed it. She truly had been like water, flowing silently around every hardship, every slight, working relentlessly. Now the water was treated like mud, trampled into the dirt. Holding her noodles, she went back to the couch. Her phone buzzed. A private message. Aoife, how are you holding up? It's Lydia. Lydia. Her old school friend. Now working at the Lagos Women's Rights Center. She hadn't seen her in years. Lydia must have quietly added her last night while the group piled on. Aoife typed fast, Lydia, I'm drowning. They say I pushed Mama, want me arrested. But I didn't. Lydia replied instantly, don't panic. Do you have proof? Yes. My security cam. The video is clear. Perfect. Lydia sent back a clapping emoji. Send it. Let's check it over. Aoife hesitated, but the family, they say the camera footage doesn't count, maybe not to them or some pastor, Lydia countered. But it counts in court. The Lagos Magistrate Court accepted home CCTV as evidence just last year. Listen, you're not alone, Aoife. Our center has helped dozens of women in your shoes. Aoife's eyes stung, hot with TRS. Lydia continued, but you can't act alone. You need to show that video publicly. Loudly. Best place. At church, with everyone watching. Otherwise, they'll scream fake, edited. But the pastor already thinks I'm guilty, then let the video talk, Lydia insisted. Remember this, truth isn't afraid of sunlight. It's lies that need the DRK. They talked for 2 hours. Lydia had a plan, don't show the video first. Let Tonk dig herself deeper. Make her public. Accusations. Wait for a formal family meeting, or best, next Sunday's church service. Strike then. Get a trusted tech person ready. Someone who can set up a projector fast. Find 1 or 2 neutral family members beforehand. Get them as potential witnesses. You're not fighting for revenge, Aoife, Lydia said firmly. You're fighting for your dignity. Hanging up, Aoife felt the weight on her chest ease, just a fraction. She opened the Skycam app again. Played the crucial seconds over and over, every frame proved her innocence. Every second exposed Tonk's lie, but this time, she noticed a tiny detail, a split second before Mama slipped. Tonk's hand twitched up Way Road. Like she was about to reach out but didn't, she hadn't been caught off Gua Road. Her rescue attempt was timed perfectly, just late enough to fail. Aoife's jaw tightened. It wasn't a panicked lie. Tonk had planned this trap. She saw Mama's accident as her big chance to finally ruin Aoife. Well, Aoife thought grimly, challenge accepted. Afternoon, her younger brother-in-law Adewale came home. He was the student Aoife had scrimped to send through university. Now he worked in a bank. He looked shaken. It wasn't you, he asked, avoiding her eyes. You believe me? Aoife met his gaze directly. Adewale looked down. I don't know. Tonk cried so hard she said you've always resented her. Aoife's heart sank. Even he doubted after all she did. Then look at this. She thrust her phone at him. Hit play. Adewale watched. His eyes widened. This is crystal clear R. Sis, you were nowhere near her. He looked up, stunned. Tonk, why would she? Because she hates me, Aoife said flatly. Hates that mama respects my work. Hates that I have Ao, even if he's away. Hates that I have children. Hates that I try to live with some dignity. Adewale was silent for a long moment. Finally, he spoke. I'm with you, sis. This Sunday at church I'm helping with service setup. I'll make sure the projector's hooked up. You show this. Aoife nodded. The showdown was set. Next Sunday. The following days, Aoife played her role. She prayed. Ked. Tended the kids. Outweigh RDLY, she was the picture of humble obedience. Inside she was preparing for war. She contacted her cousin, the tech guy who installed the camera. He agreed to show up quietly at church Sunday morning with a portable projector. She copied the video everywhere, her phone, a USB stick, cloud storage. She even sent a copy to Lydia. She taught her kids one simple line, Mummy didn't push Grandmama. She fell. Tonk grew bolder. She announced triumphantly in the group, Mama woke briefly. She said the last person she saw was Aoife. She feared it was her. Aoife knew it was a lie. Mama wasn't conscious enough to speak. But the group swallowed it whole, erupting in another wave of God forgive her prayers. Then, Friday, the police arrived. 2 officers took her details. We're here Riga writing a suspected domestic violence incident. A report was made. Aoife stayed calm. I have definitive proof of my innocence. I will present it publicly this Sunday, at the church service. The officers glanced at each other. Evidence is good. We will also need to see any available CCTV footage. Aoife smiled thinly. Be my guests. The camera runs 24/7. After they left, Aoife stood in the small Bacchier road. She looked up at the little black dome mounted high on the wall. Thank you, she thought silently. Her digital soldier. It didn't speak, but it remembered everything. Saturday night, Aoife dreamed. She stood at the church pulpit. The projector flickered to life, but the screen stayed dark. Tonk laughed. Ha rshly, see, the machine betrayed you. Aoife whirled around. The camera was gone. Only a slick puddle of oil lay on the ground, like acid. She woke, gasping, soaked in cold sweat. She scrambled out of bed. Checked the phone. The USB stick. The cloud storage. The video was safe. She took the small drive. Refully deliberately sewed it inside the lining of her bra. Like loading a bullet. Sunday morning arrived. Sunlight spilled into the dusty road. Aoife put on her one decent blue dress, the one not yet faded. She smoothed her hair into a neat bun. She washed the children's faces, spooned them breakfast. Whispered softly, today, Mummy has to go fight a battle. Chitty, her 6-year-old, looked up, eyes wide. Mummy, will you win? Aoife knelt down, meeting his earnest gaze. As long as I keep speaking my truth, I haven't lost. She knew what waited in the hot church hall. Tonk's theatrical TRS. The elders' thunderous faces. The pastor's conflicted hesitation, but she knew something else, too. When that truth splashed across the screen, every lie would shrivel in the light. She stepped out of her house. The sun struck her eyes. She didn't look down, this time. She held her head high. Sunday sun dusted the white steeple of New Hope Church in Acacia with gold powder. Inside and out packed. Not just Adebayo relatives. Neighbors, friends, church sisters. Even a couple of reporters shoved cameras at the entrance. Juicy rumor, mother pushed by daughter-in-law. Had sizzled through Lagos West all week. Street corner gossip. Inside the hot church hall, every wooden bench full. Ceiling fans groaned, straining against sweat and nervous tension. Front and center, Mama Adaniola, small in a wheelchair. Bandages wrapped her head. Pale face, but eyes alert and lucid. Tonk stood stiffly beside her in pure white, like a Guardian angel priestess. Dark circles under her eyes, she poured fake TRS into a whispered prayer. Father God, expose the guilty one. Ife sat NEA are the back, cornered. Beside her, Adiwale and a sharp-eyed woman sent by Lydia from the Women's Center, taking notes in a book. Ife's heart hammered against her ribs like a drum. Sweat slicked her palms. Her phone burned against her thigh inside her pocket. The video was ready. The projector hid in the pulpit Cubaway Road. Her cousin the tech guy waited just outside. The pastor climbed the steps. His face was grim. Brothers, sisters, we gather today not in praise, but in CRCH of truth. A ripple of murmurs. Mama, she woke in hospital. She said the last face she saw was a familiar face. Eyes root sideways, landing on Ife like flies. She straightened her back. Didn't flinch. The pastor went on. Sister Town claims she saw Sister Ife push Mama. Sister Ife denies it. We are not judges, but God is just. If guilt rests on any soul here, confess now. God will forgive. He spread his RMS wide. Who will come four-way RD confess before God, before this family, before Mama? Silence. Thick and heavy. Then Town lurched up. Voice trembling with fake shock. Mama, tell them who you saw. Mama slowly lifted her head. Lips quivered. The entire church held its breath. Her voice, thin as paper. I only remember a shadow. Town pounced. It was Ife. In her blue dress. I saw her. Gasps exploded. Oh Lord. She still denies it. Call the police now. Ife sucked in a deep, hot breath. Stood up. Every head snapped. Tawa RDS her. The pastor frowned heavily. Sister Ife, do you come to repent? No. Her voice sliced the tense air. Clea Ard Shah RP, I come for justice. For my name. Shocked whispers flurried like sta riled birds. She's lost her mind. Da ring to challenge in church. Townk sneered. See her, he RTHA road as rock. Won't even confess. Ife ignored her. Locked eyes with the pastor. Pastor sir, may I show something? A video. Showing exactly what happened that afternoon. The pastor's face keened. Ife. This is a holy place. For prayer. For God's revelation. Not courts. Not machines. But God gave us eyes and minds, Ife answered, calm, cutting through the heat. If our faith via RS the truth, what faith remains? She pulled out her phone. Held it high. This was recorded on a camera I installed in the back RD 3 months ago. No tricks. No lies. See for yourselves. Did I ever touch Mama? Absolute stillness fell. Some grumbled. Camera again, devil's toy. Townk screeched. She uses witchcraft tools to hide her sin. Then Adiwale shot up. Voice strong. I checked it. The video is clean. Untouched. Give her a chance. He strode to the pulpit. Flicked the projector power switch. Her cousin burst in from a side door. Jammed the USB drive into the laptop. The massive screen above the pulpit FLA read to life. Pictures app A read, the sunlit Bacquier Road timestamp, 14:15. Mama getting up slowly from her cane chair. Heading Tower RDS the steps. Ife are away, bent down wiping Amina's face. Townk standing just slightly behind Mama. Hands tucked into her pockets. Not a breath. Not a rustle. Mama's right foot lands on the damp step, slips. Body flies back way. RDS head strikes the flowerbed rim. Ife looks up, mouth wide in a silent scream. Body lunging 4-way road. Townk throws her hands out. Tawa RDS Mama, but it's too late. Too slow. Suspiciously delayed. The entire sequence. Ife, over 10 feet away. Not an inch of contact. The video froze. Silence swallowed the church. Even the fan whirs seemed muffled. 3 seconds. 5. 10. Oh God. She fell. All by herself. A cousin's voice cracked the silence. Auntie Townk. Antabike leaped up, finger jabbing. Why the lies? Townk turned. Bone white. Stumbled back. No. It's fake. Broken. She edited it. Aoife coldly cut her off. Edited, then explain this. Why did you wait until after she fell to move? What were your hands doing before Townk froze? Lips trembling. Trap. Baba Olu Sta read at the screen. Then at Townk. His voice shook. Child, you truly witnessed a push. Townk broke. She collapsed onto her knees, wailing. I just wanted Mama to see me. For once. She always calls Aoife good, strong, reliable. Me after all I did. Bad temper. Still UNMA ride. When Mama fell I saw my chance. Blame Aoife, make everyone pity me, then Mama would finally think I was the one loyal to her. Sobs racked her body, Bahal erupted. Madness. Antabike shrieked, slapping Townk road. Jealousy, you disgrace us. Police. Deacon Akin bellowed. Lying to the police, this is criminal. The pastor bowed his head, prayer low and heavy. Lord, the Heart so deep in darkness, have mercy. Then, a soft, scratchy voice from the wheelchair. Mama. Weak. But firm. Aoife moved to her, sank to her knees before the chair. TRS streamed freely now. Mama. I never. I swear. Mama raised a shaky hand. Touched Aoife's hair. My child, I failed you. Believed whispers almost destroyed 10 years of loyalty. Your love steady as sunrise. Mine blinded. She turned to Townk. Eyes filled with sorrow. Townk, my blood. My girl. I held you DEAR. But what you did today. This poison, not love. Jealousy. Lies. It tore at this family's heart. Repent, child. Or heaven's door remains locked. Townk crumpled into messy cries, head bobbing against the floor tiles. Mama, please forgive me. Around the hall, weeping mixed with anger, prayers tangled with HRSH sighs. Women clapped slowly for Aoife. Others wiped TRS, they knew the silent agony of being blamed. Aoife stood up. Dried her face. She walked to the pulpit. She didn't look at Townk. Her eyes swept across the crowded room. I didn't come for revenge. I came to tell every woman listening, we don't have to drown in lies anymore, don't have to get on our knees, begging to be believed. We have eyes. We have memory. We have tech. We have voices. In Africa too often, women are retold, head down. BEAR it. Give until you're gone. Today I stand here to say, your truth, don't wait for prayers to reveal it. Fight for it. If the place we call home shuts its doors to justice, where else can we go? The ROAR was instant. Thunderous applause. Many women leaped to their feet, shouting, yes. Speak, sister. Even a few elders gave slow, reluctant nods. When the police entered, they'd pulled the raw feed directly from the camera server, confirming the video's authenticity. Case closed, the senior officer announced, his voice cutting through the noise. He walked towards Townk, still crumpled on the floor. Miss Townk, you are under investigation for false accusation and malicious prosecution. Please come with us. As officers helped the broken woman to her feet, Townk twisted her head. Her eyes met Aoife's. A final look, hatred drowning in a sea of bitter regret. Aoife didn't smile. Didn't cry, she just looked towards the small security camera, still watching silently from its high angle. No words. But it witnessed everything. Service ended. People drifted out into the late afternoon light, buzzing with the drama. Gold dust settled on the church steps. Aoife pushed Mama's wheelchair slowly down the ramp. Chitty and Amina sprinted over, crashing into her legs. Mummy. You won. She knelt, pulling them close. Her voice soft but firm. Mummy didn't beat anyone. Mummy just took back what was stolen from her, her good name. Here's the final Chapter translated into conversational, emotionally charged English, preserving all the cultural tension and triumphant resolution. Sunday morning light showered the white steeple of the New Hope Pentecostal Church in acacia like gold dust. The place was packed to the rafters, not just the Adebayo clan, but neighbors, friends, church sisters, even journalists with bulky cameras elbowing their way near the entrance. The scandal, mother pushed by daughter-in-law, had become juicy gossip rippling through every corner of Lagos West. Inside the crowded church hall, the air was thick and hot. The old ceiling fans groaned but couldn't stir away the heavy, nervous tension. Right at the front, Mama Adeniola sat hunched in a wheelchair. White bandages wrapped her head. Her face was pale, but her eyes were awake, and Shah Rply Awari beside her, standing stiff as a statue in a blinding white dress, was Tunk, playing the part of the devoted, grieving daughter. Dark smudges under her eyes didn't hide her steely determination as she whispered into her mother's ear, "Papa, God shine your light on the guilty one." Ife sat squeezed in a back corner. Adewale was beside her, his face tight. On her other side was the observer Lydia had sent from the Women's Center, a serious-looking woman in glasses, discreetly taking notes. Ife's heart pounded so hard she thought everyone must hear it. Sweat slicked her palms. Her phone, tucked deep in her pocket, felt like a burning coal against her skin. The video file was ready. The projector was hidden in a cupboard behind the pulpit. Her cousin, the tech guy, waited just outside the main doors. The pastor climbed the pulpit steps, his expression grave. "Beloved brethren," his voice echoed solemnly. "Today, we gather not for joy but in search of truth." A restless murmur swept through the pews. "Our mama, by God's grace, woke in the hospital." He paused, letting the weight settle. She said the last person she saw was a face she knew. Hundreds of eyes slid sideways, landing on Ife like shards of glass. She straightened her spine. "Didn't duck her head." The pastor continued, his tone heavy. "Sister Tunk testifies she saw Sister Ife push our mama down. Sister Ife denies it. We are not earthly judges. But the Almighty is righteous. If guilt burdens any soul here, confess now. God's mercy awaits." He spread his arms wide, scanning the silent congregation. "Who will come forward? Stand before God, before this family, before Mama, who will repent?" The silence that followed was deafening, suffocating. Then Tunk shot up. Her voice was a wobbling whisper, thick with manufactured TRS. "Mama, tell them, please tell them who you saw." Mama lifted her head slowly. Her lips trembled. The entire church seemed to stop breathing. Her voice was a threadbare whisper. "I only remember a shadow." Tunk pounced, her voice suddenly sharp and loud. "It was Ife. In her blue dress. I saw her push you." Gasps exploded like gunshots. Whispers hissed through the air. "Oh Lord, have mercy. She still denies it. Where are the police?" Ife drew in a deep, ragged breath. She stood. Every single head swiveled towards her, pastor's brow furrowed deeply. "Sister Ife, do you come to confess?" "No." The word cut through the hot air, clean and sharp. "I come to clear my name." Shocked mutters erupted. "She's lost her senses." Defying the pastor and church, Tunk sneered, her voice dripping venom. "Renes of Heart. She won't even repent." Ife ignored her. Her gaze locked onto the pastor. "Pastor sir, I ask permission to share a recording. A video. From that Sunday afternoon. It will show exactly what happened." The pastor's face darkened. "Ife. This is God's house. For prayer. For seeking divine revelation. Not for worldly devices. Not for technology. But God gave us eyes to see and minds to reason." Ife countered, her voice calm but piercing through the heat. "If our faith shrinks from plain truth, what good is it?" She pulled her phone out. Held it high so it caught the light. This is from a security camera I installed in the backyard 3 months ago. No tricks. No editing. Judge for yourselves. Did I ever lay a hand on mama? A stunned hush fell. Absolute. Cries of disbelief rose. Not the camera story again. Machines lie, sister. Tonk screamed, NEAR hysterical, witchcraft. She uses tools of darkness to hide her sin. Adiwale leaped to his feet. His voice, strong and clear, cut across the noise. I inspected the footage. It's genuine. Untampered. Give her the chance to show it. He strode to the pulpit. Flipped the power switch on the projector. Her cousin burst through the side door, USB drive in hand. He plugged it into the laptop. The huge projection screen above the pulpit flickered, then blazed to life. Sunlight flooded the image. Their familia are Backyay Road timestamp, 14:15. Mama rising slowly from her cane chair, walking slowly. Tawa RDS the cement steps. Ife far away, bent down wiping Amina's mouth. Tonk positioned slightly behind and to the side of Mama. Hands tucked securely in her pockets. Not a sound. Not a rustle. Mama's right foot lands on the damp step slips. Her body flies backway. RDS her head strikes the Shaw RP stone flowerbed edge with sickening finality. Ife snaps her head up, mouth wide in a silent scream, body instinctively lunging. Four-way road. Tonk throws her hands out. Tau RDS Mama, but it's half a second too late. Suspiciously delayed. The entire sequence. Ife, easily 3 meters away. No contact. Ever. The playback froze on the last frame. Mama fallen. Ife running. Tawa RDS her, Tonk's hands just sta rooting their desperate, belated reach. Silence in the church became a physical thing. Even the whirring fans sounded muffled. Far away. 3 seconds 5:10 then, oh mercy. A cousin NEAR the front shouted, clapping a hand over her mouth. She fell. It was an accident. Auntie Tonk. Antibike ROA red, surging to her feet, fingers stabbing the air. Why the lie? Tonk went chalk white. She stumbled backway. RDSNO. It's edited. Faked. The camera was broken. Ife's voice sliced through her sister-in-law's panic, cold and Shaw RP. Faked. Then explain this. Why did you only start reaching after Mama hit the ground? What were you really doing? Tonk froze. Words died in her throat. Trapped. Baba Olu sta read at the frozen image on the screen. Then at the trembling Tonk. His voice trembled with betrayed disbelief. Child, you truly witnessed this and still blamed her? Tonk. Shattered, she crumpled to her knees, ugly sobs tearing out of her. I just wanted Mama to love me. Like she loves her. Ife's always the good one. The strong one. The perfect one. Me after everything I do. Temper to Shaw RP. Still not my ride. When Mama fell I saw it my chance. Blame Ife, make everyone pity me, feel sorry for me, then maybe Mama would finally see me, love me. She dissolved into messy, hiccuping cries, her white dress pooling around her on the polished tile floor. The church erupted. Madness. Antibike shrieked, storming four-way RD and slapping Townka RD across the shoulder. Jealousy poisoning this family. Constables. Deacon Akin bellowed, his face purple with outrage. She lied to the authorities. To the church. Arrest her. The pastor bowed his head low, his voice a broken murmur of prayer. Oh Father, the depths of the human heart, so de RK, have mercy, have mercy. Then, a quiet, papery voice. From the wheelchair. Mama. Weak, but utterly clear. Ife moved swiftly to her mother-in-law's side, sinking to her knees before the chair. TRS streamed down her face unchecked. Mama, I swear I never. Mama raised a frail, trembling hand. She gently smoothed back Ife's hair, her own eyes swimming. My child, I failed you. Believed whispers over 10 years of your quiet faithfulness. Your heart steady as sunrise, mind blinded by old ways. Almost broke you. She turned her head slowly, painfully, Tawa RDS the sobbing heap that was her daughter. Her gaze was full of crushing sorrow. Taunk. My own blood, my girl, I held you dar. But this poison you brewed, not love. Jealousy. Lies. It ripped at the soul of this house. Change your heart, child. Or God's forgiveness remains far away. Taunk wailed louder, pounding her fists weakly against the floor in a messy display of remorse. Mama, forgive me, oh Papa, God forgive me. Around the hall, the atmosphere shifted. Raw emotion flowed freely, stunned gasps mixed with angry murmurs, fervent prayers tangled with sighs of bitter disappointment. Women clapped their hands slowly for Aoife, some wiping away tears. They understood too well the helpless fury of being condemned. Unhie Road. Aoife stood up. She wiped her eyes. She walked slowly to the front of the pulpit, turning to face the packed room. Her back was straight, her head high. She didn't even glance at Taunk. Her eyes swept across the sea of faces, relatives, neighbors, strangers, allies. I didn't come here today for revenge, she began, her voice clear and strong in the stillness, came to speak to every single woman listening. We don't have to drown in other people's lies anymore, don't have to get on our knees begging to be heroed. We have our own eyes. We have our own memory. We have tools. We have voices, in our lands too often. Women are retaught, bow your head. Bea are the burden. Give until you are empty. Silence is virtue. But today, standing here I say this, your truth, don't wait for prayers to reveal it. Take it. Fight for it. If the one place we are meant to be safest, the place we call home, locks out justice and reason, where else in God's wide world can we go? The roar was instant. Thunderous. Deafening. Women surged to their feet, punching the air, shouting, yes. Speak it. Stand firm, sister. Even a few of the elders, their faces conflicted and ashamed, gave slow, solemn nods of acknowledgement. The heavy church doors swung open. The police officers who had visited Aoife stepped in. They confirmed they'd secured the original footage directly from the camera. Their report was clear, no push, only a tragic accident and a calculated lie. Madam, the senior officer announced, his voice cutting through the cheers. He walked towards the crumpled, weeping figure on the floor. Miss Taunk, you are under arrest for false accusation and intent to pervert the course of justice. As two officers gently but firmly lifted the broken woman to her feet, Taunk twisted her tear-streaked face. Her eyes locked onto Aoife's one last time. Hatred still simmered beneath the layers of shame and defeat. Aoife felt no triumph. No TRS, she simply tilted her head slightly, casting a brief, silent look up towards the small, unobtrusive security camera mounted high on the wall. Near the exit. It couldn't speak. But it remembered. It had seen. It had told. The service ended. The congregation spilled out into the softening late afternoon light, buzzing with the unbelievable drama. The sun painted the worn church steps pure gold. Aoife gently pushed Mama's wheelchair down the concrete ramp. The evening breeze felt clean. Chitty and Amina Ba railed out of the dispersing crowd, crashing into her legs. Mummy. You won. You won. Chitty yelled, beaming. Amina hugged her knees tightly. Mummy strong. Aoife knelt, pulling both children close, their small bodies against her. She pressed a kiss on each head, her voice soft but unbreakable. Mummy didn't win over anyone. Little ones. Mummy just stood tall and took back what was always rightfully hers, her name. 3 months later, the rainy season painted Acacia in watery grays. Rain fell like silver threads, washing the dust off rusty roofs and the little solar security camera on the Adebayo compound wall. Mama had planted new purple vervain flowers along the backyard border after she was well enough. They cleanse the air, she'd said softly. And maybe help cleanse the heart too. Aoife stood in the kitchen doorway, watching raindrops slide down the camera lens like TRS. Those months had felt like walking through a long, strange dream. Storms, cracks and piercing Shafts of light. After the police investigated, Taunk wasn't formally charged, labeled a family false accuser. But the church suspended her from all duties. She had to attend mandatory counseling for 3 months. She packed off to a small city flat, ghosting the family gatherings. People whispered, she lost her mind. Others sighed, poor lost soul. Aoife never visited. But a short letter arrived one day, in Taunk's scrawl, sorry. Didn't hate you. Hated not being seen. Aoife burned it. Hate could be released, trust needed time to regrow. The family held 3 reconciliation meetings. The biggest shift Aoife pushed road. The elders finally voted in a new house rule. In major disputes, recordings or CCTV footage can now be reviewed as part of seeking the truth. First time ever in the Adebayo family history. Baba Olu signed it with a wee sigh. Times change. God gave us new tools. Maybe we need to learn to use them wisely. The church shifted too. The pastor stood at the pulpit, his voice thick with remorse. We used faith to try and shut down facts. That was wrong. God is truth. Truth doesn't fear the light. They formed a new family reconciliation panel, 3 elders, 2 women deacons, and a trained counselor. Aoife got invited to join. You bring wisdom and hard-won experience, the pastor told her. Help others find a shorter path through the thorns. But the deepest comfort came from Mama. Recovered, but visibly older, she summoned the family. Then, quietly, she placed a small metal lockbox in Aoife's hands. Inside were the electricity bills, the rent agreement, school fee booklets, the heartbeat of the household. You held us up silently, child, for 10 long years, Mama said, her gaze steady on Aoife's. Today I ask you properly, serve as our household manager. Not the eldest wife. Not the help. Household manager. A named place. A respected role. Responsibility Ned. Aoife didn't reach for it right away. And Taunk, she asked gently. She is still your daughter. Mama was quiet for a long stretch. I failed her, she finally whispered, raw honesty there. Lost her mother so young. Yet I measured you by impossible standards and spoiled her, hoping love poured out blindly might fill that empty space. My mistake. Now I learn to be a mother with eyes that see. That evening, Aoife typed something into the family group chat for the first time. Deeply honored by Mama's trust. We'll work tirelessly to help this family be more than just red blood, but a true circle of reason and fairness. Silence stretched for minutes. Then one by one single rose emojis bloomed across the screen. Aoife's reach stretched beyond the family walls. Lydia's backing. She sta root evening classes at the community center. Topic, your phone, your proof. Teaching. Women, mostly shopkeepers, tailors, mothers. How to protect themselves, how to record secretly, how to screenshot abusive messages, how to save video evidence securely, how to find help safely. 27 women showed up for lesson 1. Faces bruised. Hands clutching torn pay stubs husbands had ripped up. One cried silently, I'm too red to keep proof. They'll beat me worse if they find it. Aoife looked each in the eye. Not all men are bad. But any home turning unsafe is no refuge. We are taught to fight our families. We're learning. Within love, to set boundaries. She co-founded the WhatsApp sister circle with Lydia. 500 strong now, reaching from Lagos to Abuja, Ibadan, even Ghana and Kenya. Messages poured in daily, sisters. Husband claims no salary, but I saw his phone transfers to another woman. My auntie said I stole her gold bracelet. I played back the sitting room recording, she mislaid it herself. Aoife and other admin women spent hours replying, guiding, validating, linking to help. Adewale became her tech champion. He learned video editing, helping women organize chaotic proof clips into clear evidence. Sis, he grinned, dropping off another neatly formatted file. You paid for my books. Least I can do is help fight your justice battles. The deepest RMTH came from her children. 6-year-old Chitty won his school speech contest. Title: My mum is not a criminal. She's my hero. Standing tall on stage, his young voice rang clear. People told lies about my mum. But she didn't cry first. She showed the proof. She says truth is like the sun. You can't keep it hidden forever. Aoife sat in the audience, tears streaming freely down her face, pride swelling her heart. 1 year later, Mother's Day returned to the Adebayo Bakie Road. This time, Aoife stood at the small family pulpit. Not as the senior wife by default. Chosen as the voice of family growth, she wore a new blue dress. Her hair was neatly tucked. She didn't speak of old wounds or Tonk's name. Her voice was calm, firm. For too long, I believed being a good woman meant swallowing the hurt. Staying silent. Enduring endless compromise. Blending into the background. But that day Mama Fell taught me this: choosing silence can sometimes make you part of the lie. African women, we are strong. We carry heavy sacks on our heads, CK feasts from almost nothing, raise villages of children. But why, when the lies fly, our own voices the first to fall silent? Why must our innocence wait hat in hand, hoping others might finally grant us belief? Today, speaking to every woman here, I say this: we can love softly without needing to be soft. We can cherish our families without ever losing ourselves. Let's commit now to remember the facts, to keep the proof. To finally use our voices, because our homes shouldn't be where we bury our dignity under layers of quiet. The wave of applause was instant, thunderous. Women surged to their feet, clapping TRS openly tracking cheeks. Even the elders sat straighter, heads nodding slow respect. To the songs faded, Aoife walked into the Bakie Road, rain-washed air, fresh and CL.AO was there. Home from Dubai at last. Leaner, darker from the desert sun, but his smile was the same open RMTH as he swung Amina in dizzying circles. He put the giggling girl down and crossed the RD in 2 strides, pulling Aoife into a fierce embrace. Wife, his voice was husky with emotion against her EAR, he rode everything he RD, what you did, what you faced. You are, my strong Aoife. She melted into him, holding tight. Not strong, she murmured back. Just finally refused to be the woman nobody hears. The rain had stopped. Late sun broke through the clouds, gilding the sleek black dome of the Sola. Our security camera mounted high on the wall. Aoife tilted her head back, looking at it. Remembering that day afternoon trapped alone in the airless front room, feeling utterly defeated, she thought she had lost everything, but now the victory tasted sweet. Not over Tonk. Not over the clan. Victory over her own swallowed silence. She took Ao's hand, then reached for Chitty and Amina. Together, they walked back to RDS. The open kitchen door, the RGE family photo still hung on the living room wall. But now, Aoife wasn't a faded figure pushed to the blurry edge, stood firmly in the center, smiling back straight at the tree that had finally broken through RDEARTH, reaching for the sky.